Before the rush of this day begins, pause with me, breathe deeply, and turn your heart toward God, the source of every good thing, the one who guides, sustains, and leads us in truth. Heavenly Father, as this new morning opens before us, I come quietly into your presence, not with noise or hurry, but with a heart that longs for you. Before schedules speak, before worries rise, before the world demands my attention, I choose to place you first. I acknowledge that life only finds its proper order when you are at the center. Without you, my thoughts scatter, my priorities blur, and my spirit grows weary. With you, even the ordinary becomes sacred, and every step gains purpose. Today, Lord, I seek you first, not as a ritual, but as a surrender, not as an obligation, but as a desire born from love. You are the God who sees me before I see myself, who knows the end from the beginning, and who understands the hidden places of my heart. You know what this day holds, the conversations I will have, the decisions I will face, the pressures that may try to weigh me down. Nothing surprises you, nothing overwhelms you, and because of that, I rest my confidence not in my own understanding, but in your wisdom that never fails. Teach me to trust you more deeply today, not only with my words, but with my choices, my reactions, and my thoughts. Lord, I confess that so often I wake up already carrying the weight of tomorrow, replaying yesterday, or rushing ahead in my mind before my feet even touch the ground. I confess that I have placed other things before you at times, productivity before presence, answers before obedience, control before trust. Yet you remain patient, faithful, and kind, calling me again to the simple truth that you desire my heart more than my performance. So this morning, I lay everything down. I release every distraction, every anxious thought, every internal pressure, and I make room for you to lead me. I acknowledge that seeking you first does not mean my life will be free of challenges, but it does mean I will never face them alone. When I seek you first, I align my heart with truth instead of fear. When I seek you first, I allow your peace to guard my mind. When I seek you first, I give you permission to reorder my priorities, to redirect my steps, and to refine my desires. Lord, I do not want to be led by impulse, emotion, or pressure. I want to be led by your Spirit, gently, faithfully, and clearly. As I enter this day, I ask you to tune my ears to hear your voice above all others. The world is loud, opinions are many, and expectations are constant. But your voice is steady, calm, and life-giving. Help me to recognize it. Help me to pause when you whisper. Help me not to rush past moments where you are inviting me to listen. I do not want to miss you because I am busy chasing things that do not last. Teach me the discipline of stillness, the courage of obedience, and the humility of dependence. Father, I place my plans before you now. Every intention I have, every goal I have set, every hope I carry into this day, I surrender it into your hands. If there is anything that is not aligned with your will, gently remove it. If there is any door I am trying to force open, close it in your mercy. If there is a path that looks appealing but leads away from you, block it in your love. And if there is a way that feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable but carries your blessing, give me the courage to walk it without hesitation. I ask you to go before me today. Go before my words, so I speak with wisdom and grace. Go before my decisions, so I choose with clarity and discernment. Go before my steps, so I walk in places that honor you. Go before my emotions, so I respond with patience instead of frustration, faith instead of fear, and love instead of judgment. Shape my character in the small moments, not only in the visible ones. Let my life reflect that I have been with you. Lord, I bring my heart to you honestly. You know where I feel strong, and you know where I feel unsure. You know where my faith feels steady, and you know where doubt tries to creep in. I do not hide these things from you. Instead, I offer them to you. Strengthen what is weak, heal what is wounded, clarify what is confused. Remind me that I do not need to have all the answers to walk faithfully with you. I only need to trust the one who does. Today, I choose to release the need to control outcomes. I release the pressure to figure everything out. I release the fear of making mistakes. I release the burden of comparison, the temptation to measure my life against others, and the anxiety that tells me I am falling behind. You are not rushed. You are not anxious. You are not limited. And when I walk with you, I do not need to live as though everything depends on me. Father, help me to seek you not only in quiet moments, but in active ones. When I am working, remind me you are present. When I am speaking, remind me you are listening. When I am interrupted, remind me you are still in control. When something does not go as planned, remind me that you are still leading. Let seeking you become the posture of my heart, not just a moment in my day. I ask you to guard my mind today. Guard it from negative patterns, from fearful imaginations, from discouraging thoughts that do not come from you. Replace them with truth, with hope, with confidence rooted in who you are. Help me to think clearly, to focus well, and to rest internally even when the day is full. Let your peace rule within me, not as a fragile feeling, but as a steady assurance that you are near. Lord, teach me to value obedience more than comfort. Teach me to choose faithfulness even when it costs me convenience. Teach me to say yes to you even when the path ahead is unclear. I do not want a faith that only works when life is easy. I want a faith that stands firm when circumstances shift, when answers delay, and when outcomes remain unseen. Lead me into that kind of trust today. As I continue into this morning, I ask that you awaken a deeper hunger within me. A hunger not for recognition, success, or approval, but for your presence. Let my soul desire you more than distraction. Let my spirit be satisfied in you rather than restless for more. Remind me again and again that everything I am truly looking for is already found in you. Father, I thank you that when I seek you, you are not distant. You are near. You are attentive. You are involved. You delight in guiding your children. So I walk forward into this day with confidence, not because I know what will happen, but because I know who walks with me. Keep my heart soft, my spirit teachable, and my steps aligned with your will. I choose you first today, Lord, not out of fear, not out of habit, but out of trust and love. Lead my life, direct my path, shape my heart, and let everything else fall into its rightful place as I continue to walk with you, moment by moment, breath by breath, trusting you to complete the work you have begun. And as this morning unfolds, Lord, I choose to remain here with you, not rushing ahead, not dividing my attention, but allowing your presence to settle deeply within me. Seeking you first is not something I want to do only with my lips, but with my entire inner life. I recognize that many of my struggles begin when I try to carry life alone, when I rely on my own strength instead of your wisdom, when I allow pressure to lead instead of trust. Today, I consciously turn my heart back toward you again. Father, you know the quiet battles I carry, the thoughts that circle my mind before anyone else is awake, the concerns I try to manage silently, the expectations I place on myself that you never asked me to carry. I bring them to you now. I lay them down one by one. I do not want to walk into this day weighed down by anxiety or driven by fear. I want to walk led by your peace, shaped by your truth, and guided by your spirit. Lord, reorder my desires. Where my heart has been pulled in too many directions, simplify me. Where I have chased outcomes more than obedience, realign me. Where I have measured my worth by productivity, success, or approval, remind me that my identity is already secure in you. Teach me to value faithfulness over speed, obedience over control, and presence over performance. As I move through this day, help me discern what truly matters. So many things demand attention, but not everything deserves priority. Give me wisdom to recognize what is urgent and what is merely loud. Teach me to say no without guilt when something is not from you, and yes with courage when something is. Let my decisions flow from clarity, not pressure, from trust, not fear. Father, I ask you to guard my mind today. Guard it from negative patterns, from imagined futures filled with worry, from replaying past mistakes. Replace those thoughts with truth, with hope, with confidence rooted in who you are. Let my mind be steady even when circumstances shift. Let your peace rule within me, not as a fragile feeling, but as a firm assurance that you are near and in control. I also place my relationships into your hands. Every conversation I will have, every interaction I will enter, every word I will speak. Shape my tone, shape my responses. Remove defensiveness, impatience, and pride from my heart. Teach me to listen with compassion, to speak with wisdom, and to act with humility. Let my life quietly reflect that I have been with you. Lord, there are areas of my life where the future still feels unclear, decisions that require courage, paths that feel unfamiliar, changes that feel necessary but uncomfortable. I ask you not only for answers, but for trust. Teach me to take the next step even when I cannot see the whole path. Remind me that you reveal direction step by step, not all at once. Help me walk forward without fear, knowing that you go before me. Guard me from rushing ahead of you, Lord. Guard me from lagging behind out of fear. Teach me to walk at your pace. When you say wait, give me patience. When you say move, give me boldness. When you say let go, give me peace. I no longer want to lead my own life. I want to follow you with humility, confidence, and expectancy. Awaken within me a deeper awareness of your nearness. Let me sense you not only in quiet prayer, but in the ordinary moments of this day. A pause before a decision, a breath before a response, a quiet reminder that you are with me. Let seeking you first become the posture of my heart, not just the beginning of my morning. I thank you that when I place you first, everything else slowly finds its rightful place. Confusion gives way to clarity, anxiety loosens its grip, direction becomes steadier, and even when challenges remain, I walk through them differently, knowing I am not alone. I choose again today to seek you first, trusting that you will lead my life with wisdom, love, and faithfulness, far beyond what I could ever produce on my own. Before we move forward, seal this prayer with faith. If you are choosing today to seek God first and let Him lead your life, go to the comments and write Amen, or I surrender this day to you, Father. And if this prayer is strengthening your spirit, subscribe so you can continue beginning each day grounded in God's presence, direction, and peace. Father, as this prayer continues to deepen, I allow my heart to remain open and receptive, not resisting what you want to shape, correct, or realign within me. Seeking you first is not only about intention, but about transformation. It is about allowing your truth to gently confront what has been misaligned and lovingly restore what has grown weary. I do not come before you pretending that everything is already in order. I come because I trust that you are the one who brings order to what feels scattered. Lord, you know how easily my focus can drift. Even with a sincere desire to walk with you, my mind can become crowded with concerns, deadlines, expectations, and unspoken pressures. Sometimes I carry responsibilities that you never asked me to carry. Sometimes I place weight on myself that belongs in your hands. Today, I consciously return those burdens to you. I release the pressure to manage everything alone. I release the fear of failing. I release the constant need to stay ahead of problems that have not even arrived yet. Father, teach me the difference between responsibility and control. Responsibility is obedience. Control is fear disguised as preparation. I ask you to help me recognize when I cross that line. When my planning becomes anxious striving, remind me to pause. When my desire to do well turns into a fear of falling short, draw me back into trust. I do not want to live tense and guarded. I want to live grounded, guided, and surrendered. As I continue through this day, I ask you to refine my inner dialogue. The words I speak silently to myself shape my perspective more than I realize. When my thoughts become harsh, critical, or discouraging, interrupt them with truth. When my mind begins rehearsing worst-case scenarios, remind me of your faithfulness. When comparison tries to distort my view of myself, realign my identity with who you say I am. Let my thoughts agree with heaven, not with fear. Lord, I bring before you the areas of my life where obedience has felt difficult. Moments when I knew what you were asking, but hesitation slowed my response. Moments when waiting tested my patience. Moments when letting go required trust I did not feel ready to give. You see all of this, and still you invite me forward. Strengthen my obedience today, not by pressure, but by confidence in your character. Help me obey, not because I am afraid of consequences, but because I trust your heart. Father, help me to remain spiritually attentive throughout this day. So often I move from task to task without awareness of your presence. I rush through moments that could have been sacred if I had paused long enough to notice you. Teach me to slow my internal pace. Teach me to breathe deeply and listen inwardly. Let my spirit remain alert even while my hands are busy. I want to walk through this day aware that you are with me, guiding me quietly, steadily, faithfully. Lord, I place my emotions before you now. Emotions are powerful, but they are not meant to lead. When joy rises, help me receive it with gratitude. When sadness appears, help me process it with honesty. When frustration surfaces, help me respond with wisdom instead of reaction. When fear tries to speak, remind me that you have not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Teach me emotional maturity rooted in spiritual truth. I ask you to guard my heart against subtle discouragement. Discouragement does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it comes quietly, through weariness, delay, or unmet expectations. It whispers that effort is pointless, that progress is too slow, that change is unlikely. When those thoughts try to settle in, confront them with hope. Remind me that you are never idle, never absent, never late. You work in ways I cannot see yet. Father, I also bring before you the relationships in my life that require wisdom. Some require patience, some require boundaries, some require forgiveness, some require courage. I ask you to guide my responses. Let me speak truth without harshness. Let me show compassion without compromising conviction. Let my interactions reflect your character, even when conversations are uncomfortable or outcomes uncertain. As I seek you first, teach me to recognize when you are inviting me to rest. Rest is not avoidance. Rest is trust. It is the acknowledgement that I am not the source of my own provision, strength, or success. When I ignore rest, I become irritable, distracted, and spiritually dull. Remind me that even Jesus withdrew to quiet places to pray. If rest was necessary for him, it is necessary for me. Help me honor the rhythms you designed. Lord, I ask you to reshape how I view progress. The world often measures progress by speed, visibility, and recognition. But you measure progress by faithfulness, obedience, and growth of character. Help me value what you value. Help me celebrate small steps taken in faith. Help me trust that unseen growth still matters deeply. Keep me from despising beginnings or underestimating consistency. Father, I surrender my expectations to you. Expectations about how things should unfold. Expectations about how quickly prayers should be answered. Expectations about how others should respond. When expectations remain unmet, disappointment can quietly erode trust. Teach me to hold expectations with open hands. Teach me to trust your timing more than my preferences. Teach me to believe that your way, even when different from mine, is always better. As this prayer continues, I become more aware that seeking you first is not about perfection, but about posture. A posture of humility, a posture of dependence, a posture of willingness. I may not always get everything right, but I can always return my heart to you. Thank you for being patient with my growth. Thank you for walking with me, not rushing me, not condemning me, but guiding me steadily forward. I thank you that you are deeply involved in my daily life. You care about my work, my rest, my thoughts, my relationships, and my future. Nothing is insignificant to you. That truth alone brings comfort. It reminds me that I do not need to divide my life into spiritual and ordinary. When you lead, everything becomes sacred. I continue through this day attentive to your presence, responsive to your guidance, and grounded in trust. I do not need to know everything. I only need to remain close to you. As long as I seek you first, I trust that you will continue to lead, correct, strengthen, and prepare me for everything this day holds. Father, as this prayer continues to flow, I sense a deeper stillness settling within me. A stillness that does not come from the absence of responsibility, but from the presence of trust. It is the calm assurance that I do not need to carry everything at once, that I am not required to resolve every uncertainty today, and that I am not alone in the process of becoming who you are shaping me to be. Seeking you first realigns my inner world, quieting what has been loud and strengthening what has been fragile. Lord, I recognize how often fear disguises itself as wisdom. Sometimes fear tells me to be cautious when you are calling me to trust. Sometimes it tells me to hold back when you are inviting me to step forward. I ask you to sharpen my discernment so I can distinguish between true wisdom and self-protection. Teach me to listen for your peace as confirmation, rather than waiting for perfect certainty. Help me trust that when you lead, you also sustain. Father, I bring before you the places where I have grown tired, weariness that has accumulated slowly, unnoticed, through constant responsibility and unspoken pressure. I ask you to renew my strength, not only physically, but spiritually and emotionally. Restore joy where it has faded. Restore clarity where confusion has lingered. Restore hope where disappointment tried to take root. Remind me that renewal does not require escape, but surrender. As I move through this day, help me resist the urge to measure my worth by productivity. Teach me that my value does not fluctuate with performance. I am valuable because I am yours. Let that truth settle deeply in my spirit, freeing me from striving and comparison. When I work, let it be from a place of peace. When I rest, let it be without guilt. Let my life reflect balance rooted in trust. Lord, I ask you to deepen my sensitivity to your guidance. Sometimes you lead through clear direction. Other times you lead through quiet restraint. Teach me to honor both. When you prompt me to speak, give me courage. When you prompt me to remain silent, give me wisdom. When you open doors, give me humility. When you close doors, give me understanding. I want to follow you faithfully, not selectively. Father, I place my future again in your hands, not because I am uncertain of your faithfulness, but because I am choosing to trust it anew. The future can feel overwhelming when viewed all at once, but when placed in your care, it becomes manageable, hopeful, and purposeful. Teach me to live one step at a time, one day at a time, fully present where I am, confident that you are already present where I am going. Lord, help me remain grounded when circumstances shift. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned. Interruptions arise, expectations change, outcomes surprise us. In those moments, remind me that you are not surprised. You remain steady when everything else feels unstable. Let me anchor my confidence in you rather than in predictability. As this prayer continues, I choose to recommit my heart to you, not because I have wandered far, but because recommitment strengthens alignment. I want my desires to reflect yours. I want my decisions to honor you. I want my reactions to reveal maturity shaped by your spirit. Continue to form me patiently. Continue to guide me faithfully. Father, thank you for your gentleness. You do not force transformation. You invite it. You walk with me through it. You remain present even when growth feels slow. That patience encourages me to remain open rather than defensive, teachable rather than resistant. I thank you that seeking you first produces fruit that lasts, peace that is not fragile, confidence that is not loud. faith that is not dependent on circumstances, trust that remains even when answers delay. These are gifts that cannot be manufactured, only received through relationship with you. As I prepare to move forward in this day, I do so with quiet confidence, not because everything is resolved, but because my heart is aligned, not because the road is fully visible, but because I trust the one who leads. I choose again to seek you first, believing that everything else will fall into place according to your wisdom and timing. Before we move forward, take a moment to respond in faith. If this prayer is aligning your heart today, go to the comments and write, Amen, or I surrender this day to you, Father. And if you desire to continue starting your days anchored in God's presence, guidance, and peace, subscribe and remain connected so prayer continues to shape your mornings and your life. Father, as this prayer moves toward its deepest place, I allow myself to rest fully in the assurance of who you are, not who I imagine you to be in moments of fear, but who you have revealed yourself to be through faithfulness, mercy, and unfailing love. There is a quiet strength that rises when my heart settles into trust, a strength that does not depend on circumstances changing, but on the certainty that you remain the same. In this moment, I lean into that truth. Lord, I recognize that faith matures not when everything is easy, but when trust remains even when answers are delayed. There have been seasons when I asked you for clarity and received silence instead. Seasons when I prayed for movement and experienced stillness. Seasons when I hoped for relief and was invited into endurance. Yet even now, looking back, I can see that you were never absent. You were building something deeper than comfort. You were forming character, strengthening trust, and anchoring my hope beyond circumstances. Father, I thank you for the growth that came through difficulty, growth I did not recognize while it was happening, growth that felt uncomfortable, slow, and sometimes confusing. But now I understand that you were teaching me to rely on you rather than outcomes, to value faithfulness over results, and to trust your process more than my timeline. That understanding brings peace to my heart now. As I continue seeking you, I ask you to strengthen my faith beyond emotion. Emotions shift easily. They rise and fall with circumstances, energy, and expectations. But faith rooted in you remains steady. Teach me to walk by faith when I feel confident and when I feel uncertain. Teach me to trust you when prayers are answered quickly and when they remain unanswered longer than expected. Let my faith be resilient, patient, and grounded. Lord, I bring before you the areas of my life where I still feel vulnerable, places where I fear disappointment, places where I fear loss, places where I fear failure. I do not want fear to quietly guide my decisions. I want trust to lead instead. Replace fear with confidence in your care. Remind me that nothing I entrust to you is ever wasted or mishandled. Father, deepen my peace today. Not surface peace that depends on calm surroundings, but inner peace that remains even when life feels unsettled. Peace that guards my thoughts. Peace that steadies my emotions. Peace that allows me to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Let that peace flow from knowing that you are in control, even when outcomes remain unknown. I ask you to strengthen my confidence in your promises. Not selective confidence that believes only what feels comfortable, but full confidence that trusts all of your word. When doubt tries to question what you have spoken, remind me of your faithfulness. When circumstances contradict hope, remind me that your promises are not limited by what I see. Anchor my trust in truth rather than appearances. Lord, help me to live from a place of assurance rather than anxiety. Anxiety asks, what if? Assurance declares, God is faithful. Anxiety tries to predict outcomes. Assurance rests in your character. Teach me to recognize when my thoughts drift toward anxiety and gently redirect them toward trust. Let my inner world be shaped by truth rather than fear. As I move closer to the end of this prayer, I sense a settling, a quiet confidence forming within me. It is the confidence that comes from knowing I am held, guided, and loved. Not because I have done everything right, but because you are good. That confidence allows me to face the day ahead without dread, without pressure, and without striving. Father, thank you for the journey you have walked with me. Thank you for patience when I was slow to learn. Thank you for mercy when I made mistakes. Thank you for grace that never withdrew. You have been consistent when I was inconsistent, faithful when I was unsure, steady when I felt unstable. That truth strengthens my trust today. I choose now to fully rest my confidence in you. Not partially, not cautiously, but completely. I trust you with what I understand and with what I do not. I trust you with what feels resolved and with what remains unfinished. I trust you with my present and my future. That trust is not naive. It is built on experience, truth, and relationship. As I continue through this day, let this confidence remain. Let it shape how I speak. Let it influence how I decide. Let it steady how I wait. I do not need to rush. I do not need to prove. I do not need to fear. I only need to remain close to you. I remain here, Lord, receptive, open, and grounded, continuing to seek you first, continuing to trust your leading, continuing to believe that you are working all things together for good, even now, even here, even when I cannot yet see the full picture. Father, as this prayer reaches its final depth, I allow everything within me to settle completely into trust. There is nothing left to prove, nothing left to force, nothing left to control. In this moment, I simply rest in the certainty that you are God and I am not. That truth brings freedom to my soul. It releases me from pressure. It quiets the constant striving. It reminds me that my life is safest, strongest, and most fulfilled when it is surrendered into your hands. Lord, I thank you for the confidence that has been built through this time with you. Confidence not rooted in circumstances improving instantly, but in the unshakable knowledge that you remain faithful. I no longer need every answer before I move forward. I no longer need guarantees before I obey. I no longer need certainty before I trust. I have learned that walking with you is itself the assurance I need. Father, I recognize that peace is not something I must chase, but something I receive when my heart aligns with you. And today, my heart is aligned. Not perfectly, but sincerely. Not flawlessly, but honestly. I come to you as I am, and you meet me with grace. That grace strengthens me to walk forward differently than before. Lord, I thank you for the transformation that has taken place quietly during this prayer. Even if I cannot fully articulate it, I sense it. A deeper calm, a steadier faith, a clearer focus, a renewed trust. These are not emotional highs. They are spiritual anchors. And I carry them with me as I move into the rest of this day. Father, help me to guard what you have deposited in my spirit. The peace, the trust, the clarity. Let me not lose them to distraction, negativity, or fear. When the noise of the world tries to re-enter, remind me to pause and return my focus to you. Teach me to protect my inner life with intentionality. Lord, I ask you to help me walk out what I have prayed. Let this not remain only words spoken in a quiet moment, but truth lived throughout the day. When challenges arise, remind me of this prayer. When decisions must be made, remind me of this surrender. When fear tries to speak, remind me of the confidence you have placed within me. Father, I place my trust fully in you now. Trust that you are guiding me. Trust that you are protecting me. Trust that you are providing for me. Trust that you are shaping me into who I am meant to become. I do not need to fear what lies ahead, because you are already there. Lord, thank you for your presence that never leaves me. Thank you for your patience that never runs out. Thank you for your love that never fails. Thank you for walking with me through every season, every question, every challenge, and every victory. I am not alone. I am led. I am held. I am cared for. As this prayer comes to a close, I do not rush away from you. I rise slowly, carrying peace instead of pressure, trust instead of anxiety, and confidence instead of fear. I step into the rest of this day with my heart anchored in you, my mind renewed, and my spirit strengthened. I choose again to seek you first. I choose again to trust your leading. I choose again to rest in your faithfulness. And I move forward knowing that the God who began this work in me will be faithful to complete it, in His time, in His way, and for His glory. Amen. Now, if this prayer reflects the decision of your heart today, go to the comments and write Amen, or I surrender this day to you, Father. Let that be your declaration of trust. And if you desire to continue starting your days grounded in prayer, faith, and gratitude, subscribe so we can keep walking together, day by day, with God at the center.